For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The Golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heady Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible!
Dear little buttercup, won't you stay out? When? You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup, I love you.
Everything's concerned tonight. The Angels get blown out and blown out pretty easily tonight. It's not even close. It really sucks the way that this team does not care about how this team plays or doesn't care how we feel as an organization going into this one. It really sucks. I guess I have to. I'm not apologizing for crap, but what I'm saying is because I don't own the team. But if I were the owner, I would be apologizing to each and every last one of you because of what has gone on. By the way, I'm having a hard time with my I'm not picking up any kind of audio, so that's why I'm screwing around trying to fix this at the same time as talk to you. But welcome into the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I guess I just don't have any kind of feedback on my side, but hopefully you guys and gals can hear me. But with that being said, it's the Heady postgame show, and this team absolutely got worked tonight in many ways. I mean, I don't understand this team anymore. To me, it seems like a lost cause because watching them get blasted, and again, you're bringing in a pitcher in a 7-3 game that is a reliever. I or not a reliever. He's a freaking position player, and you pitch him not one, not two, but 3 1/3 innings. There's like no need to bring this dude in and have him pitch and say fuck you to the fans. And that's essentially what you did. You literally let Peraza go in there and give up 5 more runs. So you're only down 4. You've only pitched Fermin, Dana, and I think it was Stevenson at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but we have multiple pitchers out here. Multiple pitchers who we can use that can eat up innings. You've gone to the minor leagues you've gone off the freaking reservation and gotten just like whack, infielders and outfielders who have been DFA'd by other teams. You mean to tell me you can't get a pitcher off DFA, off waivers to freaking just throw in there at times like this? But even then, since when does this team give up? Since when does this team give up? Oh, they do the last few years. But when does this team give up? Only down 4. Because I don't even understand their logic when they say they're down 7 runs. Like, and they say, okay, we got to go to a damn position player. But You're down 4 runs. Technically, you're a grand slam away. It's not that bad. Yet they go to a position player. I'm besides myself when it comes to that. I don't understand it. You lose 7-3. We talked about this on the last show that I did on Saturday where they just appeared to be like saying, "You know what? Fuck you." How is this baseball? How is this baseball? Does anyone want to watch this anymore? Like for real. Who wants to go to a game and watch you just give up? And here's my thing right here. I love the fans of the Halos and the Infield Network. I realize that most of you have jobs and families. So do I. And I love the newcomers that have come on TikTok and other people that on all the social medias. But I had a call to arms for us Halo fans a couple years ago, and I got crickets at best. I needed help from other pages to join the revolution and say, fuck Artie Moreno and fuck this organization, and let's protest outside of Anaheim Stadium. I got no help. And that's where my arguments with and fight against started with those stupid Halo brothers. Because again, they got the biggest platform podcast wise to actually make a difference. And those shitheads decided not to join the cause. And again, you get the same argument from these losers because they say, well, a few fans out there chanting won't make a difference. You mean to tell me when you hear a dude on live broadcast of a Bally's game or on the radio and you can hear him because the stadium's so empty chanting sell the team, or you hear chants of sell the team, you mean to tell me that doesn't get on television? You mean to tell me that doesn't get on radio? It does. We heard the Halo brothers, or not Halo brothers, Halo boys, excuse me. The Halo brothers don't do shit, but the Halo boys who actually go to games like us, you could hear them on television chanting sell the team. You could hear all these other fans chanting the same shit because they're real team. Like they're real fans of the team. They're not fake. They're not phonies. They're not AM 830 fans. You can't continue to roll this product out here. I've never seen a team night after night, and especially here in the month of August and September, go to multiple pitchers who are position players over and over and over and over. Yet we're doing it over and over and over, fucking our fans. It's not even on the road either. It's not even to make the road team happy and shit like that. No, we're doing it at home. You got Mike Trout, who has the biggest ego right now and does not want to change his stance, and is this strikeout, or walk. He's just pathetic right now. None of the players are trying. I really am disappointed with everything. I mean, this year was starting, I would say up until early August, very early August, it was like a season of not redemption, but of, hey, man, this team is going to finish somewhere close to 500, and that's a step up from last year, and we could focus on this positive, and this one, but we have these negatives. We need starting pitching, and it was the same old thing, but you had some guys coming through. The core was doing all right. Now the core is in shambles. The team doesn't try. We're throwing out position players. Not 4 runs. You're down 4 fucking runs and you give up. I never played in all my years of baseball, semi-pro, pro, high school, anything, even softball Sunday leagues. Never, ever, 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 ever did we throw in the towel. Ever. Yet analytics, and I'm going to tie it into football real quick. Analytics in football will tell you to go for 2 or a 4th down and 5 when you never did that in the league before. Analytics are creeping into the NFL, people. It's fucking things up there too. And now in baseball, they tell you the strikeout doesn't matter. Throw in the towel early. But again, analytics, there is no Bible for it. It's what each team interprets it to be. And this team has the most ignorant interpretation of analytics. What a waste of talent. This entire team is being wasted for years. For years. I've done this show 4 years now. I don't think I'm at a lower point than right now. I've yelled. I've gone down there. I've fought with the organization. I've been kicked out because I tried to start a revolution. The opposite of what the Halo Boys did. I tried to do a paper bag night. I tried to get other podcasts involved. What more is it going to take to get this fan base to wake the fuck up? Before we lose everybody, before even our kids say, you know what, Dad, all right, Mom, this team sucks. I don't want to go to that stadium anymore. You know, fireworks were cool when I was little, but it's the Angels. Come on. I don't want to be called, it's the Angels. Come on. I don't want our only highlights to be the sweep of the Dodgers. Although that was great. I don't know, dude. Like, I literally am at my wit's end with this team. With what has happened over the last week and a half, putting up a pathetic performance against Sacramento or whatever the hell they call themselves, to now being a shithole. I mean, they appear to be lower than freaking the Rockies. I mean, I don't understand. I guess the only thing, because we talk about this on the nightly, we talk about Artie and stuff. It's like, why? Until we get news, I mean, I don't even want to fucking talk about that piece of shit. But it rears its ugly head every night when you see shit like this. What owner would let his organization resemble this pile of trash? I mean, incredible how this team has just fallen off. Again, 4 runs down and you're throwing in the towel in the 6th inning. You're just like, nah, it's cool. The fans that did show up, we don't need to show them a good time. So you know what? I'm going to go into a different tangent then tonight. I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened yesterday. So, as all you know, we have pumped up on here as well as other shows have pumped up the Logan O'Hoppe bowling night. Now, I was told not to trash certain things about it. After tonight's game, gloves are off, motherfucker. I'm not going to hold back. So here's what happened last night. So the bowling Logan O'Hoppe charity, all in good faith, was not cheap like it was last year. It was double the price. Now, Dan Edwards is a good friend of mine. Still is. He didn't wrong me. I'm putting that out there right now. Dan Edwards has a group of guys and gals that follow him, that help him support, and they get a lot of help from outside the league. They get sponsorships and everything else like that. It's for a good cause. It's for Logan O'Hoppe's friend, and also for money that goes for schools or underprivileged kids in the for the YMCA in Orange County. So it's a good cause. Keep kids off the street, keep them busy, right? Anybody can get behind that with a red heart and a soul, right? So we get behind it. Here's the thing. Food, great. Had Raising Cane's all you can eat. You had pizza all you can eat. You had salad, you had cookies, you had sodas, you had even tickets for beers to redeem. You had people going there the entire time, hanging out. You had it in the bar. You had 55 lanes, I think, of bowling. Nice event, right? Couldn't have been better, right? Started out good, right? Okay, good intentions, everything else like that. Now, behind the scenes, I was working with OC Dugout. I was working with Dan Edwards, and they were telling me, okay, if you get these people in, which we got some people in to donate and everything else like that, we're going to have all kinds of players that are going to come on. It's not going to be like last year. It's not going to be, where it was just Ohapi and Mickey Moniak, Gubazaw, Erica Weston, Clyde Wright, and a couple others, right? But at least with those people from last year, they went up and down the bowling alleys, talking to everybody, even throwing a ball or two with you, during your game. Very impersonable, very, very nice to the kids. All the pictures you wanted, they signed autographs, no problem, right? No problem. So this time around, you're spending double now. We're talking about 200, 220, 230 around there per ticket, and that's not even counting if you bring in a kid, right? So you have all these people that came, and from last year's audience, from when we got in there, you could tell it was a way bigger crowd. This is a way bigger bowling alley, so you have at least about 300 people there that I was figuring. Our good friends from Locked On Cox were there with a man bun and everything, so they were there. And they stayed away from us. They actually, one of the guys said, yeah, we know you don't get along with them, so we put them on the other side. I'm like, damn it, should have put them on our side. Anyway, so everything's rolling good. Like I said, the food was good. They had a lot of vendors there. They had stuff to buy, sell, and trade. A lot of cool memorabilia. It was, nice atmosphere. We all know Logan O'Hoppy got hit in the chin yesterday, so he came a little late to the event. Now here's where it starts to piss me off. Here's where it starts to piss me off. So I I don't understand. I don't understand why they decided to go with on so close to a game day, first off. And I understand they wanted to get it in before the season ended because they were going to get a lot of players, I guess. What do you call it? They were going to get a lot. They weren't going to get a lot of players if they were out of town or if the season was over. But what happened was Ohapi showed up an hour late before they even got everything started. Everyone's waiting around. They're eating food. They're kicking back and everything else like that. And they said, "Oh, um, Ohapi's, don't take flash photography. He might be." He might have a concussion or a slight concussion or just feeling the remnants of being hit in the chin. Okay, fine. That's cool. And I was telling James, even I said, hey, you know what? I'm probably not going to ask him any questions because I don't want to do that to him, but I'll ask the other players. He's like, what other players? I'm like, well, I know definitely Neto's going to be there, Shaunawell's going to be there, and a couple other players, which did happen. You did have Kana Dana there, you had Shaunawell there, you had Neto there, and you had a couple other players, right? And I think they were pitchers or something, but we did have a handful of players that showed up. Now, here's where it gets really pissy to me. If you didn't get enough of tonight, if you didn't get enough of any other night of Angels baseball, which has been pathetic, think about this. So you hire a publicist to take care of you, to book you to events, to make sure you are looking the best, dressed wise, making sure you conduct yourself the right way. They always, you hire them to make you look good. You hire them to find more opportunities for you to be in the public. You hire them to also get your name out there, keep it out there in a positive light. You don't hire them to fuck with you. You don't hire them to screw you over. So a public relations person, which works for the Angels, decided, along with the agent of Ohapi, to be major assholes. And when I mean major assholes, I mean, I don't know what's bigger than a major asshole. Whatever that is, a general asshole. in the Army since. Dude, here's what happened. So you had all these people waiting about an hour. All right. We're already cutting into the time that you have there. Ohapi makes real quick presidential run through the entire lanes, right? He makes it through the entire lanes, doesn't say much on the mic, understandable. He shakes hands very quick with pictures, not like last year, understandable. I knew that these other players were coming and were probably going to fill the void and actually be there for the kids. A lot of kids showed up there, and a lot of older adults paid a lot of good money, which were the elderly type who wanted to, kick it with the young kids and see their players, their favorite players. Because I don't care how old you are, you still fanboy, no matter what it is, right? So the players show up, and here's what the publicist does. To Dan Edwards, to me, to the fans, and everybody, even to Locked On Cox, because they take the players and tell them to not say a word to the players or to the fans. Don't say a word. Don't sign autographs. No pictures. They rope them off on the very far end of the damn bowling alley and let them bowl against each other. Shaunawill versus Neto. The other players are watching him. When pressed to get in behind the security and have a few kids say hi to the players, shake hands, not even autographs, take a picture or two. No, and no some more, and get away from here, kid. The fuck is that? What the fuck was that? You had a line that stretched from lane 55 to lane 19, full of people in wheelchairs, walkers, a couple that were Down syndrome, a lot of people, young and old, just Angel fans who we are all one people. No matter your religion or whatever, we're all one people rooting for the same team. Those are our guys. We didn't care that night that they were in last place, or they should be, or that they suck so bad. We just wanted to be there and enjoy the event. We were promised the player interaction. That's part of donating to the fund that Logan Ohapi set up. That was part of the player experience. That's why you're paying a high premium to be there. And it's okay if you tell me, hey, Todd, fuck you. It's not for you. Okay, then fine. Let the kids have it. Let the kids see their heroes. But you know what you did? And I blame two people. And well, let me finish it first. The Angel organization had cameramen there taking pictures and video. And I bet you anything, if they haven't uploaded it yet, you'll see it some point this week. They should have uploaded it. But you'll probably see Shaunawill and Neto there bowling, and they're probably smiling. And you'll see other players in the background, and you're like, wow, what a great time. They had a great time with the fans. And they pan out to the fans or whatever because they probably took stock footage earlier before everything went to shit. And they make it like, oh, man, the players are right there. Hey, the players are right there bowling with the fans. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They weren't doing that. Not even Gooby, not Erica Weston. None of them showed up. The only one walking through was Logan Ohapi. All the kids, all the adults, all the special needs, nobody got it to say hi to any of them. I had an older woman come by me and say, hey, I just saw the players leave, because she recognized the show. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, hey, I think they went out the side gate and they're going to go all the way around the back and start on your side where Logan Ohapi came through. I'm going to wait right here. You don't have to wait in line. God bless her soul. I didn't have the heart to tell her that they just left. They were literally there for less than an hour, bowled a few times to get on camera, and they booked it. They booked it. Left all the kids and families and everything else high and dry. To the point where Dan Edwards got on the microphone and said, I'm so sorry I know a lot of you are pissed off right now. Logan O'Hoppe is going to make his second round through the audience. Now, at that moment, I said, fuck this, and we left. Nothing against Logan O'Hoppe, but Logan O'Hoppe talked to everybody else, and he was forced to, after his injury, to make second rounds and probably be more presidential, kissing babies, taking more pictures, which I know he didn't want to do. He didn't look like he wanted to be there, and that's fine. He got hurt, but it was his event, and at least he showed, as he's not showing in the box, he's showing more determination to be there for his people that showed up to show support. So 2 things I have wrong amongst all the multiple things. The public relations for the Angels reminds me, and this team, this organization are all the same. It reminds me of that meme where they show a picture of something like a movie title and or just shows a couple people together, and it's meant to grab your attention and make you make comments. It says only wrong comments please, or wrong suggestions please. You've seen those on your social medias, no matter what it is, right? And it's funny to go into the comments and write down wrong answers. Don't write the right title, obviously. Don't write the right caption, but you write the wrong answers, right? And you see which one's the funniest, which has the most likes, and this and that, right? It seems like the Angels literally tell their organization, no matter if it's on the field, off the field, hey, only wrong answers only, please. Meaning, okay, if you got good ideas, fuck them, trash it, don't do it. Wrong answers, wrong ideas, please, first. How is it that you hire a public relations person to then flip off basically kids or tell them, get away from here? How do you do that? And this is the same bitch. Yes, and I said bitch that's on the field at Angels Stadium, that when you want to talk to a player, she's pushing you away. She's having security get in your way. She's telling the players, nope, we got to go now. I am not going to give away her orientation. I'm not going to do that. Just look her up. She's a bitch. That's 1. 2, this one's on the players. Just like tonight with tonight's performance, grow a fucking spine. You mean to tell me, and this is what angers me, because I heard several people say it. Dan said it. A bunch of other people said it. Dan Rios, I should say, and other people that were there come up to me so disappointed and were telling me, why didn't the players object to what they were being told, and why did they not see the fans disappointed and then react and say, fuck you guys, we're going to sign autographs? Who the hell are they to tell their fans, the loyal fans that are still here in September, no, go kick rocks? Who the fuck are they? So again, a player I've been talking up all year, both of them, they deserve some shade on this one too, because look, I love these guys, but damn, I lost a lot of respect for them this time around. Neto, Shonawell, bro, you got to see that the fans are getting abused. I hear so many good things about Neto. I've seen him in person, how he reacts with the kids. Why didn't that happen this time? Why didn't they tell the public relations, no, fuck you, we want to talk to these kids, these fans deserve it? It's not like they've been putting on a good performance for me and you all year. They owe us this, fans, and I don't like to be that fan to be like, oh, well, you owe us, we pay your paychecks. I'm not that guy. But I will say, hey, man, I spend my time watching you. Be a little nice to the kids. Throw a couple balls into the stands. High five them as you're coming out the goddamn ramp. You know how many times I've been to a goddamn game in 260? And I see bullpen pitcher after bullpen pitcher. It doesn't matter what city they play for. And those little kids on the trout farm are holding their hands out, begging for some sort of attention because they look up to these players as the heroes, as their Marvel people, real life superheroes, because that's what they look at as athletes, because they aspire to be that. Little boys and girls, they hold their hands out. And I'll see the Twins high five a few of them, say hi to them, throw them a ball, sign an autograph or two, even if they're the bullpen catcher. They still do it, and that means a lot to those kids. It did when I was little. It did to my kids when they were little. To everybody. Everybody, I think, can remember a time when they went to Angel Stadium or any other stadium, whether it was Dodger Stadium, wherever it was, and they can remember the first time they got an autograph, a high five, a fist bump, anything, a player acknowledgement, anything. That means the world to a kid. And yet our piece of shit Angels come out of the bullpen night after fucking night and walk by them like they have the plague. They don't even get within 3 feet of the fucking fence. They just run out there like nothing. Don't give two shits. Ass. I swear to God, bro. If I own this team, I would rip the culture, whatever fucking culture they put in place, to shreds. And I'd start this entire organization from the ground up all over. I would tell these assholes in charge, everybody, get your pink slips, get the fuck out of here in the front office. And I get people in here that believe in what I believe in. And I'd say, we're going to make this a fucking family. The fans are going to be a part of this family. And if you can't hold your fucking position in representing this family, then your ass can go too, meaning the players. I ain't gonna tolerate no Rendones. I am not gonna tolerate these divas either. You gotta make the culture. They don't want to make a culture. It's just, hey, let's just put stuff in a blender and see if it works. That bowling alley thing last night really chapped my ass. And I feel really bad for Dan Edwards. Because he tried to have a event, or when he started this event, he started it about 8 months to 9 months ago, after the success of the other one. The Angels literally said, fuck you, and tried to do an Adele event on the same day, same time. And Adele didn't show up for this one. They wound up canceling it because a lot of people bought in advance for the Logan O'Hoppe event. Dan has worked with the Dodgers and other teams, other baseball events in Vegas, and has gotten nothing but support and all the help that he's needed from various organizations, from the Hall of Fame crews, from everything, right? He's a great promoter, very nice guy. Always has a smile on his face, wants to help people. Great guy. And yet, I asked him, why do you want to work with the Angels? They continue to fuck you over. They did not help you last year. They're barely helping you this year. Yet they slapped their logo all over it. Like, why do you continue to help this team? And he said, there's good people in this organization still. The fans are great people. That's why I do it. The guy's got love. I give him that. But even for a nice guy like Dan, how much more can you freaking take? Again, how much more can I take? How much more can you take? It's not about the baseball, like the bowling alley event, but it's clearly about, I mean, it just sums up everything that we've had to go through as fans. All the losing. And you know, coming on here and saying that someday, because that's the thing that keeps me going as an Angels fan. I'm not one of these, to quote one of the cheesiest movies of all time, which is I think is that the one with that space movie where they was trying to copy Spar. See, I should remember the name. It's a Star Trek movie where he says never give up, never surrender. Right, the dude from Home Improvement. They did that movie. It's cheesy as shit, but I don't want to give up. I don't want to surrender. I don't want to go to another team. I'm never going to do that. Always going to be an Angel fan. But this shit gets harder and harder every year. And that's why I tried to tell everybody, man, when we actually do get a chance to get to the playoffs, how great is it going to be? How much fun is it going to be? There. Thank you, Dan. Galaxy Quest. Cheesy ass movie, but I always remember that quote. And I always remember, like, man, the euphoria that we're gonna feel as a fan. Like, I'm gonna just be hugging random people in the stands. I don't care. It's just gonna be so much fun to clinch a playoff spot, whether it's a wild card, whether it's a freaking division. It don't matter. Like, it's just gonna be on another level of awesomeness. But for right now, I mean, right now, I don't even I can't, have no words to tell you how low I feel. I'm trying to express myself as best I can, and I feel I'm not coming across enough. I feel that I can't make my feelings felt, and maybe you're there too. I mean, this was a once proud organization, and a lot of people say that's not true. They were bad in the late '80s and early '90s. They weren't. They weren't as bad as you'd think. They had fun times. Fun times in those years. They did they okay, they didn't make the playoffs, but they had some fun times. You had some players that you could get behind. And they didn't play in the wide open wild card either. People forget about that too. If you would have had this many wild card spots back then, the Angels probably would have made the playoffs once or twice during that stretch. Maybe even 3 times. They had some decent teams that were over 500 or right at 500. But oh man, tonight, seeing another, just a freaking loss, and I don't care. It's so difficult to just keep pushing through. And this is why I tell you guys and gals every time, when you sit back and you got the NFL coming across, and the NFL is not perfect, they have problems too, but you have the excitement of college football, NFL, hockey's around the corner. I'm telling you, people are losing interest earlier. We had fans this year more and more just myopic, or just being like, hey, you know what? When are we going to fade? When is this team going to collapse? When are we done? I'm ready to finish up the season. We're talking May, June, July. It's gotten to that point where you expect shit to hit the fan. You expect whatever's wrong, only wrong answers only, is going to pop up. You just expect it now. You're not even like so many fans were not even like optimistic, happy that they were still in it. You had the Halo boys trying to rally the troops, and I appreciate their effort. They hit gold with that one game. But even then, the Angels should have been like, look, what's it going to take to get you guys? I know we can't pay for everyone, or we would take a loss getting you guys filled up, but those weren't all their people. That's just the people they got from social media. You could have been like, hey man, what's it going to take to get a section of you boys and girls at our stadium wearing white every night? What's it going to take? Can we give you free tickets? Can we do this? No, they don't even try to do that, knowing damn well you're not going to sell multiple games, 100 tickets or more. You're not going to reach 41,000 fans. Like if I were to run just the PR aspect, if I'm not even taking care of the Angels baseball players on the field, I'm trying to take care of everybody in the stands. I'm trying to make this a better fan experience. I'm trying to make it more hands-on. But they don't even do that, man. They don't even do that. You have a fan base that loves a team that is like, look, the last comment that came in by Big Z. Do you see Kana Dana and Mitch Ferris in the next year's rotation? That's what we're talking about. Fans still care about this team and want them to make the next level. They want them to get better. They want them to reach higher goals, have higher goals. They want to see the team get going. Nothing. EQ puts, and I want to highlight that real quick. It's one of the latest comments. So, as we all know, we live in a multicultural area. We live in an area that parts of Anaheim, Santa Ana especially, heavily Hispanic. Nothing wrong with that because there's areas in certain cities that are heavily Filipino and everything else like that. You know, Artie is cashed in on that too, wearing the jerseys of certain heritages and backgrounds. Okay, that's a good idea. But here's my thing. Artie Moreno is Latino, obviously. Only Latino owner in Major League Baseball. It's probably why he gets a lot of freebies because, again, if you fire that dude, you get some blowback. Because you got idiots who I used to respect, and I don't respect him now because he's stupid. He didn't do his homework. Some of these guys on YouTube that Brody Brazil came out and did no homework and did not blame Artie for any of the failures of this franchise. Just bland, like Wikipedia facts that he put to why the Angels are losing. All the same bullshit that doesn't make any sense. No blame on the owner. Artie Moreno, Mexican Heritage Night was the other night. If Artie Moreno was a stand-up guy, if Artie Moreno was a guy that could who since day one, even when this team was cooking with the players and organization he inherited from Disney, never once went to that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember Artie Moreno going to Santa Ana, giving out free tickets for underprivileged families, reaching the Latino, coalition and the fans and the people of his city, of his background, and say, hey, we're all Angels here, and try to recruit more Angel fans. Be nice to them. Say, I'm a Latino. You can reach my heights too. This is how I did it. You know, like let's celebrate, our heritage together. Dude, I have never had issues with the Heritage Nights at Angel games. I don't like politics. I don't like anything political. But if you're over there saying, hey, we're celebrating this night for the Angels recognize these people because we are diverse people, I'm fine with that. I have no issues with that, right? Because Angel fans come in all creeds, colors, disabilities, non-disabilities. We're all there. Shapes, sizes, forms, whatever. I have no problems because, again, you can be hardcore against whoever someone next to you voted for or believes in a god or doesn't believe in. But during an Angel game, you're high-fiving them like they're on your side and believe in everything you do and say. That's the beauty of sports. Certain things can bring people together of all races, creed, and color. You see it in soccer. You see it in every sport. My whole point is, you missed the buck, idiot. Artie could have been out in the Latino areas, just giving people hope and saying, hey, come to Angel Stadium. I'm one of you. I'm one of you're my people. I'm your people. And that would have been fine. let me donate to this cause. Let me donate to that cause because Hispanics, like they're struggling in this area, right? Or I have some rich Hispanics that'll donate. I can get donors. I could do this, I could do that. No, he doesn't do anything like that. It could have brought goodwill to the people. It could have brought goodwill to Anaheim. He could have been nicer to Disney instead of bitching and moaning the fact that they own the rights to the Rally Monkey. You ever wonder why you don't see the Rally Monkey no more? That's why. He's too cheap to fucking pay Disney. So you have all sorts of issues. This guy is just bad. But he could have been so much more. He could have been celebrated. You think for a moment, unless he built the goddamn stadium himself, which he didn't, that the Angels, once he died, whoever takes over the organization is going to build a statue of his dumbass? At least with the Cowboy, if you've never done your homework about the Cowboy, Gene Autry has so many things under his belt that are good, whether it's music, radio, television, owning the Angels, his charities. I mean, that dude was like, he earned money and was just shoving it out. I mean, his kids must have been pissed because he made a lot of money, but he was also shoving a lot of it into charities, into the community. He had a great relationship with Disney. He was truly an Anaheim man. He was for the people. That's why he's loved to this day. You can't say that about Artie Moreno. You just can't, dude. You can't. And he totally missed the buck. I mean, you had an opportunity. I mean, coming out here with a whole, I've got beers for $8. The beer prices are really good. The parking's really good. I swear to God, you have to check that out. See Jerry right there. We have been. I probably walked by you, Jerry, because I'm in the freaking parking lot. Opening day every year, walking around. We interview people, we get video, and there is some kick-ass band of bands, and mariachi bands, and I swear to God, it is fun the first few weekends, especially opening day at Anaheim Stadium, because we're all 0-0, and you have families and friends and all types of people of every kind of culture and backgrounds, just having a good time. And people sharing food, they're throwing the football with each other, they're welcoming each other into each other's barbecues and kickbacks out there, and talking Angels and saying, hey, isn't this awesome? I like that jersey. That's pretty cool. Where'd you get that shirt? And there's conversation instantly. Hey, how do you think about the season? That's why I think we love baseball so much, because obviously the past and stuff, but there's that moment, especially under Artie's reign, that again, you could put all that aside. You can go to the game, and you could, early in the year, and just see all the diverse people and all the fun times out there, and everyone's just cool with everybody. And we're just there to have a good time. It's all about the Angels. It's all about opening day. This is what we've been waiting for. Spring training's way too long. Everyone's over it. We're revved up. We're ready to go. And then they proceed to lose like they do every year on opening day. But at least for that little window, it's it's fun. Oh man, I the love of the game. And then I'll go back to just one thing. I know it's been a complete rant this entire time, but with the bowling thing, and I had a few people tell me how disappointed everything was, and how it's been. And I'll tell you this: when I played, I would die to go back in time and know what I know now and apply it to how I played, and maybe, just maybe, make it to the show. Even if I was there just for one day or one weekend and I was a sub or something, take it all in and give back to the fans what, like, we have our Vladimir Guerrero stories, we have our our Garrett Anderson stories, players that we met on the field or had handshakes with or saw at events, or even road players. Point being is, a lot of these times these players don't live up to your expectations. They fall short, just like people in general. But the thing is, when they're on that, when you build them up and they buttercup you, that really sucks. And I think if I can go back in time, I'd enjoy the game, obviously, use all that stuff to my advantage to try to get ahead and everything. But I would definitely entertain the fans. And if someone wanted my autograph for whatever reason, I'd do it. I'd go out of my way to do it. Some players do, but there's a small percentage. There should be more of that. There should be a want to perform for the city that you play in. The problem is, these guys make too much money, and they could literally play for Team China, Team whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no, hey, I play for the New York Yankees. I guarantee you most of the players that play for the Yankees don't give a shit that they play for the Yankees. They only care that they get paid by the Yankees. Where it used to be a thing where it's like, oh, dude, I don't want to play in Milwaukee. I don't want to play in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got a good team, but there's nothing in Milwaukee. They have no history. Well, then go fucking make some history. Go make that team good. I don't want to play in Seattle. It rains too much. Well, if Seattle's got a good franchise, why not? Don't you want to win? Don't you want to make those fans happy? Don't you want to respect the city you play in? But most of these guys are too rich to live in those cities. Back in the day, that's where if you got traded somewhere, well, guess what? We're taking mom and the kids and we're moving to Cleveland because we got traded to Cleveland. But now it's like, well, I could play in Cleveland, but I live in Houston. Or I live in New York, but I play in Los Angeles. Doesn't matter anymore. There's no sense of purpose. There's no sense of pride. So it's not like college. It's not like college sports where it's like, well, I play for the U, baby. I play for the U. All those people that played for the U, or I'm a Trojan. I'm an alumni. There's very few players that actually respect the Angels, and those that you see that do respect the Angels are wearing red jackets. Other than that, maybe some of those guys don't even respect it, but they're only getting a paycheck. But there is no sense of belonging. So I'm lost on this one, guys and gals. I'm lost on this one. Between the bowling event and how bad that went, between how just incredibly bad this franchise has been, like, how are we as fans continuing to be able to hang with it year after year? I don't know. It's very tough to watch and to be a part of. I'm gonna get into some of the comments because there's a lot of them coming in here. Mateo says, "Spritz o'clock. You get credit, but I can't play it." Jerry says, "I already checked out." Mateo says, "Well, he's fat." So let me play.
This fat son of a bitch is gonna drown us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat.
He is fat. 7 airs and a balk. Just shut it down already. Like, why are we still playing? And I know it's half the battle, which is the G.I. Joe one. Man.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Definitely football season. Kroom's car says it's quitters time right now. Hey, Roger, I hate to tell you this, but the season's over. Marty says, are we still playing competitive? I ask you, hell no. Get rid of Artie, the fat guy, Perry, and Montgomery. Quitters, says Kroom's car. Yeah, we should get rid of I mean, this season is just it's toast. Should have just ended August 1st. I hope you got some good questions from the bowling game yesterday, Andrew said. Well, I would have if the PR person told me no questions, no answers, no hugs, no kisses, no high fives, no pictures, no nothing, no interactions, no fan interactions. That's awesome. This goes to show you how much this organization loves us. Richard says Ray Montgomery should be fired ASAP. I would have done it after Saturday's game. Also, Rogers' new slogan, just survive 25. Game so horrible, had Todd's mic muted. Also, Kroom's Car says Ward should get the DFA for making a comment about keeping this team together for a playoff run. Since that comment, he's been he's been ass. Team quitting. Dimitro says Angels back to their usual September cum bucket. Tyler says at least football is good right now. Go Broncos. Offense better step it up this weekend. Corey says I don't even watch Angel games anymore. Football and college baseball are back, or football. Marty says I'm with Tyler. Go Broncos. Josh says nobody besides Tedesco brought their glove with them tonight. Rob says no team play here, just individual performances. And see, even if they were to do individual performances, like back in the day when I used to play ball, we would still try to play somewhat compared to a team, somewhat trying to compete as a team. This team doesn't compete. Dimitro says new team name LA Cum Buckets. Josh says Joe hit 35 though, so I'm pumped. He lived up to my prediction, which you came through with a pretty good prediction. Albert says no pinches mamas way. We lost to the Los Gemelos, which is twins in Spanish, a la verga. I'm sorry if I just don't have the passion tonight. Mateo says, why would you put an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? Yep. Marty says these position players pitching are absolutely bullshit and are losing fans quickly. This team has given up. Josh says give Bachman another shot. He's given up 1 run in 25 innings in the PCL. Can't do that. That makes too much sense. Mateo says, what do you call a monkey in the minefield? A baboon? Jeez. The Angels lose.com says this team gives up all the time. I just came on here to see who even watches this. Looks like no one. Might as well just pre-record these. No need to do a live. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, that's fine. I'm a glutton for punishment, like I've already said. Thank God football's back, Tamir 20 says. Also, I'm beyond pissed off right now, and the only words I could yell is fuck! Also, Mateo says, I chose to watch Monday Night Football, and the game was all right. MLB should investigate the Halos tanking. Also, if I see a position player come out, I'm booing the shit out of Montgomery. 007 says it's gotten to the point where it's embarrassing to rep the Angels hat out in public. It is. At Todd, I can protest if we plan it right now. Well, again, we need to get a lot of people to get involved. Sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. Also, Marty says definitely one of the poorest performances I've seen. Bushers, yeah, it was god awful tonight. Jerry says I'd shut down Trout for the rest of the season before he gets hurt. You hurt Artie's ego, let alone MLB and all the owners here. Sell the team. You start applying pressure to Artie. Exactly. And you do it over and over and over, no matter what kind of stupid giveaway they have. Mateo says disappointment is an understatement. 007 says got to stop going to games the way St. Louis Cardinals fans have been doing. That would get Artie's attention. That would actually. This game did happen. Grillmaster says he stopped watching it. It is trash. Trout says my wife Jessica is to blame for me not hitting home runs. Grillmaster also says I stopped watching a long time ago. Mateo says I've never gone for it on 4th down, but I did this year, and I've gone for it multiple times already. Okay, well, at least someone's taking a chance. Also, Tyler says, how can we, the leader of the team, throw a position player out there down by 4 and expect this respect? Organization has no heart or soul right now. Totally unwatchable, waste of time going tonight. Rob says at 007, the stadium is basically empty. Artie does tiered pricing. He makes his money when opponents have a good record. True. Josh says the Halo brothers will talk about Caden Dana's 9 strikeouts instead of the 5 walks. The Twins sold off like 8 guys and they still beat the Angels. Courtney says I've been to only 1 Angel game this year, been to 2 Giants games, 3 Padre games, and 2 Diamondback games. You probably spent your money a lot better. When they bring out the position player to pitch, they may as well as bring out the white towel. It's so hard to watch. Also, Rob says Artie's plan to people not going is lowering the payroll the next year and making fans suffer more. Also, that was another laughable shit show. Marty says they bring out the position player, but they still do the Deos, which is mind-boggling how many Deos have been played this year. Deos upon Deos. Vote for Bond says, I was at my beer league softball game and missed the Angels. Did you say 4 runs in the 6th inning and they threw in the towel? What the hell? Also, Tamir 20 says, the way it's going, I feel like an audit of the stadium is our last chance to see if Artie will sell the team, because if it doesn't work, this team will never make the playoffs. That's what everyone's banking their shit on. But is it going to happen? Again, it could be huge news or a huge nothing burger. These are Artie's Angels. Frederick says, if you start viewing Artie Moreno as an organized crime boss, then how he runs the Angels begins to make sense. Is Trout still stuck on 398? Yes, he is. Artie Moreno's corporate cholo. David says, Todd, it was Peralta who pitched. He is a pitcher, not a position player, not Peraza, the infielder. Well, you know what? If that's the case, David, that I didn't watch the last few innings. I'd refused to. I was watching the Monday night game and also a crime show. So if that's the case, then I'm wrong. But still, that guy is not good either. I know Peralta is a bullpen guy, but that's basically thrown in the towel too. We got other pitchers. 007 says, I think Mike Trout is taking orders from Artie not to get hurt and get those walks, and he didn't get injured, and the fans pay to see him. Dan said, also, yeah, the food was great. I ate too much. Man bun's still a thing, apparently for Locked on Cox. Squirrely Dad says, I can't believe what a shit show of this game in regards to how pathetic the Angels played tonight. Even Langston commented that their manager needs to have a closed door meeting after the game and chew their asses out. Exactly. Grillmaster says, your Artie as a pinata meme post on Heedy was gold, Todd. Thank you. Also, Kylo says, listen to Ward's interview the Angels posted today. He said with 2 strikes, he's still swinging for the fences. Not a team player at all. Should have traded him. Exactly what we've been saying all fucking year when he was hitting all these home runs. No, Todd, you're wrong. No, Todd, you're wrong. Am I wrong? Grillmaster says, confirmed our team doesn't care about adjustments in hitting or for contact. It's all about swinging for the fences. Any contact player we have on our team next year is only going to try to hit a homer. Terrible. Also, stop with the BS, whoever is representing him at the bowling lane with flashing scores. Josh says, was the Halo brothers wearing their tank top and chest hair? No, they weren't. They weren't actually. I thought they'd be singing some Kumbaya or something, but they didn't. In the end, Trenton Rogers still lick Artie's boots, and he's giving them the job here. The publicist's name should be shamed. Mateo says, sounds like it was of time and money. Ambush says the event sounds like shit. It went to shit. Also, wow, what a disgrace. I never ever support another one of their events. Victor says, glad I didn't donate. Courtney says, sounds like a cash grab scheme, which makes me look like shit too because I was promoting it. It's not on Dan. I think the Angels really fucked them over. Grillmaster says, you wonder why I don't participate in these events. This is why. Basically, they were an express lane for passing through. Also, when he got hurt, it was completely accidental. Jacob Wilson of the A's, and he was merely waving his bat as if he was getting ready in a warm-up dance. He meant no harm. Well, yeah, we know that. Raiders for Life says, how about Geno Smith? Jeez. Also, Marty says, these guys are becoming like the characters in Vegas. Pay up or piss off if you want a picture. Also, you have Corey saying you think Artie's going to lose this. Yes, there's no way he wins that. I love running the wrong title. It's very funny. Let's see. Also, Sam Arnold, whatever, dude. Raiders win one game and they think they're doing something. 007 says Disney should buy back the Angels. I wish they would. Here for the misery and to remind you of Raiders are life. That's hilarious. So again, the Raiders haven't won a Super Bowl since I was 3. And you're reminding me why they haven't been anywhere close to being a good franchise since, well, except for 2002. And I'm supposed to be jealous of the Raiders winning one game against the Patriots? Okay. This wouldn't have happened if the Angels had real ownership. Saucy says this team isn't good enough to act like that charity event. They should be grateful that people showed up. And they had a lot more people that I thought that they shouldn't have had there. Players couldn't read the room, Todd, just like they can't read the pitchers they face. These guys are soft. Courtney says they are too young and not winning enough games to be acting stuck up like that. Also, Deuces Wilds has been reading Pujols might be a front runner for manager next year. It's not going to mean nothing if we have the same philosophy. They're all fucking rude, especially Luis Garcia. Sega Boy says they don't even care to look. Frederick says you have more common sense than the entire Angel organization. I appreciate that. Also, I finally had to tell my son enough is enough. I don't think we'll be back till next season after tonight. I don't know, man. Shit sucks. I agree. And I got season tickets too. And by the way, I got those coolers for you, DJ. So likely I'll see you out at the Saturday game when we play in a couple weeks. Sea Chickens. Oh, that's original. Must be run by the Angels. Hilarious. Again, we play the 49ers and barely lose. You guys beat a rebuilding Patriots team, and you're bragging over a win over the Patriots. Again, it goes to show you, Raider fans. Mateo says Shauna Will did wave to me a couple times seasons ago when he gave me the baseball. He made sure I got the ball. Well, again, they're not bad all the time, but they were very bad this time. I'm not going back until they shake things up, Sega Boy says. I'm sure Todd's chapped his ass in other ways too. Thank you right there. Peraza's dumbass just chatting it up with Twins first base coach. Where's the focus? There is none. I left at 3-2, Sega Boy says. Let's see. Raiders still suck. Yep, right there. Also, drunken Artie running this shit like he's the president of ASU. Figma, Sigma, Beta. Got his cronies Ray, Perry, Tim, Buss, Kurt Suzuki, and Carpino. I forgot about Suzuki. Like the Raiders aren't in misery. Exactly. The fuck's a Raider fan talking shit? Mateo says, now I understand why I get rejected when I try to get autographs. The only autograph I have is Pilar's. Man. Also, Sega Boy says, they all fucking losers. No one cares to acknowledge the fans. Let it all out. Fuck these guys. Appreciate the comments right there and the rants. Guess I got lucky. Didn't pay to get in. I went to the bar. Yeah, he stuck into the bar. That was funny. Courtney says, believing in the Angels is like having Stockholm syndrome. 2020 doesn't count in any sport. Went to Mexican Heritage Night. EQ says people came from Mexico where I was sitting. People coming from the stadium and only speaking Spanish only. They lose so bad. And also, where's Artie Moreno? Exactly. What I was saying earlier, he should be out there shaking hands and kissing babies. Sega says this season for them ended against the Dodgers. Seems like that's the only time they want to play. Let's see. Artie Moreno, well known. Also, you get out of it what you put into it. Let's see. Also, how was the bowling night? I talked about that earlier, dude. You want to catch the replay on that one. I'm so depressed. I don't even want to talk about that. How much more of this organization how much more can this organization do to us to make you hate them? It's like they actively hate their fans. And we try to be there, but oh my God, dude, like it is making you question your fandom on the nightly. Sega Boy says we have about 7 to 8 100 hitters. That just goes to show you how great our analytics group is, the value of not hitting for contact. I doubt that any of these players live over here. They could care less about the community. Exactly. I seen a dude looking a chick at the bowling event with a Super Mario T-shirt and glasses. Yeah, that's him with a man bun. That is totally him. And if you were there, how come you didn't say hi, Sega? The football show will be on tomorrow. That's something that is definitely going to be funner than this show for sure. We'll actually have some stuff to talk about, and it'll be fast paced. Bob Saget, there's shit everywhere. Sad thing is, I don't care about football. I wait all year for this. Then when it's gone, the cycle repeats. I'm so sorry. The NBA is watered down. I'll give you that. The NFL could be rigged. I won't go that far, but I do miss football. How is it not views are down on the sport is full of pussies? Okay. Hey, quick shout out for Todd for continuing to do the post game show, even though the motivation is low. You're a real one, Todd. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. It's just, man, I wish baseball was better for all of us. Is it tanking if they can't get a top 10 pick? Yeah, they can't get a top 10 pick. We're fucked on that as well. Also, you're telling me you sit there and watch a full 4 quarters of basketball? Not no more. I used to, unless you're talking to Mateo. J-Dog says, how many times are they going to recycle the same Trout bobblehead? Yeah, trust me, you got 4 more coming next year. Football is back, which means my interest in the Angels is gone. I wish I could say otherwise. Me too. The green dildos need to make an appearance at the Angels Stadium. Green Mickey ones would work. Also, basketball is boring. Refs blowing whistles every 5 seconds, fouling people 50 shots from 3-point. Yeah, I agree right there. Vote for Bond says, what's up with the Bees needing to close out a save with a position player? All bad from top to bottom of the organization. It's terrible, dude. Terrible. I don't know how you can get any worse than those Cleveland Indians movies. Also, did they cheap out in the giveaway too? The bobblehead looks so small, cheap. It is very cheap and also very generic. MLB is rigged. Manfred will catapult his girls in blue straight to the World Series. You watch. I hope not. J-Dog says, oh, I hate this cheap ass franchise with our cheap ass owner and our cheap ass team. No Peaches Mama's way. I'm next Angels manager. Also, you know that I actually did coach our 3rd string tight end Tongas a few years ago. Did not know that. And that douchebag got a touchdown. God, I can't stand that guy. Oh, I've got a lot to talk about that on the football podcast tomorrow. I feel like Logan got hurt on purpose yesterday. No, he didn't. That was crazy. Let's see. Also, you talk about the guys and constantly preaching Ray Montgomery. Yeah. I did not get a chance to talk to the guys there. They literally kept us away from the players. J-Dog says, hats off to you, Todd, for continuing to do these shows through the misery. I'm just promising you one thing, though. Sunday is not a day for me to do the podcast. That's for sure. I'm not doing the post game on Sunday. I'm watching football, dude. So sorry. Also, Sega Boy says the guys aren't going to hang their heads after this. Ray Montgomery. Oh, jeez. How can you not? How can you not hang your heads in disappointment and shame? They don't even put it up. Oh my God, this guy. I did see it, and I did tell you last time. Good look, but I'm not going to call you hot, Grill. So, yes, the show will be on here and TikTok, same kind of format. We're going to do the football show tomorrow. All right, so that was a tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. I know you're kidding, Grill. But tomorrow is going to be the football show. We're going to recap week 1 and then get into everything else in the NFL, our picks for week 2, and tell you who won the picks. And it is what it is, man. So tough night again, bad watch again, and season's almost over. If anything, it's coming to a meaningless end, I should say.
Got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
So J-Dog says the same thing, man. Hey, man, I'm certainly not watching Angels on Sunday either, brother. Also, Jay says, "Hey Todd, it was awkward seeing the Halo brothers in person at the bowling event." Not really, because they totally pretended like we weren't there. Like we were behind them in one of the lines for food, and they totally looked the other way. They did not want to have any kind of eye contact, and a couple of us were kind of mocking them. But I told Bill and a couple other guys that were like, "Hey man, don't start nothing." I'm like, "I'm not going to start nothing." I go, "The only thing that would have made it worth it is if Yummy Tasty Nuts would come down from UCLA or get a ride from his dad because he doesn't have a car, and we could have thrown some nuts at him, you know what I mean, and been like, here, man, since you like him so much." But it didn't work out. He wasn't there. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I hope Hoppy knows how the fans feel now, taking one on the chin, watching the team. Archangel says he stopped watching 3 weeks ago. Deuces says, "I'm a Cowboy fan. How does the team look to you?" I think they look a little. I mean, they're good, but those 2 first-round picks are going to help them out in the next couple of years. But the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're going to be in a tough division where they're going to win like 10 games, I think, maybe 9, 10 games, sneak in the postseason, and then lose. They're like us in a way. Seattle's got a lot of talent too, but they haven't put it together yet. And Dak's not the answer. I'm sorry, he's just not the answer. Like Sam Darnold's not the answer. Dak's not the answer. And then the Cowboys just make dumb plays. I don't know what it is. They have the talent to stay in games and win games straight up. I just don't get it. We'll have more football talk tomorrow. And believe me, I'm going to grill my Seahawks. There's a couple players that deserve it. I will catch you guys tomorrow night too after the post game, after another meaningless loss, as we're on our way to another stellar season. As I think right now, record 67 and 77. I don't know if we get 8 more wins to go 75 and 87. I don't think we could do that. I think we're going to finish with 73 wins, maybe. Yeah, I think we're going to finish with 73 wins. I want to say 75, but I don't see it. I literally don't see it. All right, so for everybody, I'm sorry, Deuces Wild. I try to be nice, man, but I'm being real. For everybody here on the Halos of the Infield Network, and remember, we're by the fans, for the fans, by the fans. We're in the stands with you. And I wish I had better things to talk about, talking on the field, talking about better things. But even you guys bringing up those stupid Taylor Ward comments, not that your comments were stupid, but his comments were stupid. I mean, he's exactly the reason why that douchebag shouldn't be on the team. Analytics have ruined it. It is what it is. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your night. I'm not even going to say go Angels with any. They ruined my weekend for sure. Good night, everybody.